Now on CoastTV News.
Sidewalk and street improvements in Dewey Beach, how locals feel about the town's efforts to increase safety.
A meeting tonight at this library plans to talk about massive development off of Route 9, why people are saying this particular project is too much.
The second Oceans Calling Festival is happening in September, but we'll tell you how to get cheaper tickets now.
We have yet another cold morning before we get to the good stuff in the forecast. I'll explain what.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
A safety makeover underway in one coastal community. Good evening, I'm Mallory Metzner.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with Dewey Beach and with pedestrian safety.
Project updates include extending the post and rope median in town that you see when you drive through, along with adding curb bump outs for sidewalks at some intersections. CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber shows us why locals and visitors say the project is needed.
Jay Rooney lives full-time in Dewey Beach. Rooney believes pedestrian safety projects are incredibly important.
Pedestrians are really more important in the summer, not more important in the summertime, but there's more of them in the summertime, and there's more cars. So it makes it a more difficult situation on both sides.
Through a state-run project, Dewey Beach is becoming a safer place to walk. Phase 1 of this two-phase project is currently underway. In order to encourage people to use the crosswalk, this rope that prevents people from crossing the median and jaywalking will be extended through Collins Avenue to Reed Avenue and Salisbury Street to Clayton Street. Driveway entrances on Coastal Highway will be flattened to prevent people from tripping, and more curb bump outs like these will be installed to extend the sidewalk and reduce the amount of road people have to cross. One visitor believes this is especially important.
Well, in the summer when there's a lot of people, when the sidewalks are very crowded, a lot of people will walk in where the bikes are. So if it was possible to widen them, that might be helpful, keep people off the street.
The town of Dewey Beach says phase 1 of this project is expected to take place from winter 2024 to spring 2025. In Dewey Beach, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
Dewey Beach was originally slated for major street repaving in March, but after further review, the town says it decided to not pave Jersey, Carolina, and Chesapeake streets at this time. Town officials say they want to focus on flooding issues on some of those streets that will need to be addressed before starting a paving project.
A meeting tonight being held at the Lewis Public Library is focusing on a massive development off Route 9, and people aren't too happy about this proposal. Live in Lewis is Coast TV News reporter Charles Reinert. Charles, that meeting is kicking off in just a few hours.
Charlie, that meeting is going to be going on right behind me here at the Lewis Public Library, and it's going to be focusing around Cool Spring Crossing. Well, if you're not entirely sure what Cool Spring Crossing is, it's a massive housing development that's being proposed by the Carl M. Freeman companies to be built off of Route 9. And I mean it's massive. We're talking over 1,200 homes, over 600 acres, and 700 of those homes will be a part of the Sussex County rental program and be affordable living options. Now, the meeting tonight will be talking about, quote, this proposed mixed-use development, the issues, the process, and how to get engaged, end quote. That's right from the Sussex Preservation Coalition's website. One person told me today that this development is simply too much all at once.
Our position is that there's too much construction and too much development as there is. If we could put like a limit on how much and how often, we'd be a lot happier, that's for sure.
That meeting is kicking off at 7 o'clock. I'm Charles Reinert in Lewis, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Charles. New in Milton, the town is set to hear a recommendation from the Parks and Rec Committee regarding alcoholic beverages. The committee recommends the mayor and town council approve the sale and consumption of alcohol, specifically beer and wine, on town-owned property. That's except for Memorial Park due to its family nature. Town council meets Monday at 6:30 p.m.
Heading to Lewis now, the city is still looking over the draft budget for fiscal year ending on March 2025. Tomorrow, mayor and city council will meet to talk about capital projects for the city, including streets, equipment, buildings. This meeting is slated for 9 a.m.
We are taking a live look outside into Dover as we check in on the forecast this evening. The sun is going down, but at least it was sunny today. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, joins us with a look at the weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening to you, Mallory. And the price we pay for such a beautiful skyline will be yet one more morning, at the very least, of really cold conditions. The temperatures dropping below freezing. Right now, courtesy of our Gateway Subaru camera in Ocean City, we're holding at about 44 degrees. We'll drop from 41 down to 41 by 6 o'clock and down to 38 by 8 o'clock under mostly clear skies. And get this, the winds are going to die down as well. So that combination is going to make for the temperatures to dropping quickly. By the way, from yesterday's storm, we had stormy weather and reports of all kind of building problems from the storms just outside of our immediate area. So it wasn't a fake storm. We just happened to be on the nicer side of that particular system. But we are still contending with the possibility of gusty winds, particularly with a small craft advisory still in effect off of the shore for us, particularly around the Ocean City area. Coming up, we're going to talk more about what we anticipate going to this weekend, because there is another round of rain headed in our direction. Charlie?
Thank you, Paul.
Charlie.
New tonight, government shutdown. It's been averted for a week. The House has passed a short-term continuing resolution that gives Congress more time to pass funding bills to keep federal agencies up and running. And as NBC's Drew Petrimo shows us, on the Senate side, the race to replace Mitch McConnell is heating up.
5 months into the fiscal year, and Congress is finally ready to pass a spending plan.
The bill is passed.
A final stopgap measure making its way through Congress today aims to buy lawmakers extra time before final votes to fund government agencies happen next month.
We look forward to working with our colleagues to avoid this shutdown.
Very happy we've come to a basic agreement.
But the deal is on fragile footing, and not everyone is celebrating. Hardline Republicans continue to demand spending cuts and a crackdown at the border.
I'm not a fan of the deal. I'm not a fan.
So you won't be voting for it?
No, I'm not going to be voting for it.
This gap, this 1 week deal, is a bridge to a spending deal that will be even worse. It's actually going to increase spending.
The frustration from conservatives leaves questions about the future of House Speaker Mike Johnson, whose post could be challenged by a small number of defectors. In the Senate, a shakeup in leadership is certain after the top Republican, Mitch McConnell, announced he's stepping down at the end of the year.
Father Time remains undefeated. I'm no longer the young man sitting in the back, hoping colleagues would remember my name. It's time for the next generation of leadership.
McConnell's exit removes an obstacle to former President Trump's consolidation of power in the GOP.
He held out as long as he could against the Trumpification of the Senate GOP.
Senators John Barrasso from Wyoming, John Cornyn from Texas, and John Thune from South Dakota topped the list of possible replacements. All endorsed Trump's 2024 presidential campaign. Drew Petrimo, NBC News, Washington.
Of the three Johns emerging as top contenders for the spot, Barrasso is seen to be closest to former President Trump. Both Cronin and Thune have been critical of Trump in the past. Thune didn't endorse Trump's latest bid for presidency until just this week.
Look out for ticket sales. The Oceans Calling Festival recently released a long list of performers. Headliners are Blink-182, The Killers, and the Dave Matthews Band. Over 50,000 people attended last year, and ticket prices rose significantly this year, with a 3-day general admission pass costing $319 before taxes. One Ocean City local says this could be a big struggle for families who want to attend.
I know that people brought their families and everything, and I don't know if it, with the children, if they had to pay. But, you know, for families, that's probably expensive.
Tickets are going quick. The festival says very limited one-day passes remain.
And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what improvements would you like to see for this year's Ocean Calling Festival? Let's take a look at the results.
Looking at the screen so far, it looks like these are split all over the place here. 19% for better transportation, 6% want more parking, 38% say enhanced security, 6% for family-friendly areas, 19% want different music acts than what's on that lineup, 12% would like to see camping options like what maybe Firefly used to have.
And if you haven't voted yet, remember this is the first time we've run this poll. Those numbers might change throughout the evening. You can go to CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app.
Coming up, an injured seal saved in Cape and Lopin State Park, how it led its rescuers on a chase.
And the chill in the air is still a thing, at least for right now. Your full forecast coming up.
But first, it's National Invasive Species Awareness Week, and we are looking at ways to help the environment by getting rid of these invaders. That's up next.
To the future. We're going to get a lot done. We've got an active shooter.
This morning, I talk him out of killing himself just so he can shoot up the damn ER.
These boys prey on women.
I think we're looking at some kind of game.
A sick game.
We're looking for a loner, low self-esteem, but when he engages, he's a monster.
Law and Order, tonight on NBC and Peacock.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would say.
So they're made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would.
And they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think so.
And they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out? And the custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
For decades, John B. Parsons has been a sanctuary tailored to the needs of its residents. We are excited to now bring the same award-winning care to your home with Harrison Health at Home. Our family of experienced caregivers can help you maintain your independence in the comfort of your own home. Or, following an incident, our Bridge to Home program can help you with a temporary assisted living stay and personalized transition plan to get you back home. Harrison Senior Living, our family taking care of yours for 50 years.
At Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, don't do this. Don't
Shut up. Oh, man. There's so much winning. Even when they lose, it's fun.
Dagnabbit.
Thursday at 7 on CoastTV.
The Jeopardy! Tournament of Champions blazes onward, and you never know where the game will take you.
You're making it interesting, Luigi.
All you can do is buzz your heart out.
Thursday at 7:30 on CoastTV.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Here's something interesting. It is National Invasive Species Awareness Week. The goal of the event is to turn our attention to invasive species and the threats that they pose.
Our meteorologist Alex Seymour took a look at some of the invasive species you can find here along the coast. He shows us the steps you can take to help prevent their spread and promote a healthier environment.
A bumblebee buzzes on a swamp rose. A painted lady butterfly flutters among coreopsis. A monarch caterpillar munches on swamp milkweed. These scenes are becoming fewer and far between as native plants are replaced by invasive species like Japanese honeysuckle, English ivy, and even Phragmites, which invade our natural lands. People's home gardens tend to be responsible for this invasion. Cheryl Rarick, co-owner of the Inland Bays Garden Center, has talked to many people who believe their gardens aren't the problem, but that tends not to be the case.
People say, well, I don't see them growing in my yard. The problem is birds carry the seeds, and they drop them in undisturbed areas, and that's where they really spread.
As you can see behind me, this woods is completely being strangled by the English ivy that has completely taken over all of this wooded land. That's causing major issues for the wildlife that cause these woods home.
We really need to reconnect with nature because we know we've done a lot of destruction. So one way to bring back native bees and insects is to plant native species.
Insects rest near the bottom of our food chain, so it's important to eradicate invasive plants and plant native plants, which feed these insects and in turn feed birds and mammals. That keeps our local food chain thriving. I'm meteorologist Alex Seymour, Coast TV News.
The early morning cold may have a repeat performance before we finally shake it off.
At Coast Country, we're more than just music. We're a part of Delmarva's heart. Every month, Coast Country Cares, together with Spicer Brothers, steps up to serve our community. We're here helping local organizations and supporting our neighbors all year round. Join us in making a difference. Stay tuned to learn where we'll be next or visit coastcountry.com to see how you can be a part of our mission. Coast Country Cares, sponsored by Spicer Brothers, because we're Delmarva proud.
Stay ahead of our ever-changing coastal climate with the Coast TV First Alert Weather Team. Our team is always at work to deliver the accurate forecasts you need. With us, the weather is more than a forecast. It's a part of life.
Next, Drew.
We're hanging with the queen of country music, Reba, a.k.a.
Tater Tot.
Hear how this nickname came about.
Friday at noon on Coast TV.
Coming up this week on the Delmarva Home Show, we're touring a waterfront home in North Ocean City. This furnished and renovated home features a vaulted living room with a gas fireplace and a gorgeous owner suite on the second floor. We're also getting to know another one of our wonderful sponsors. We've got a sponsor spotlight next week with Budget Movers. You can watch the Delmarva Home Show on Sundays at 11:30 a.m. on WBOC.
Welcome to the Ride Home on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. First rule of the ride home, we definitely talk about the ride home. In fact, tell all your friends. Second rule of the ride home, we have fun. Top 10 Tuesday, Would You Rather Wednesday, and every day, you pick the songs on the High Five. And the third rule of the ride home, we don't take ourselves too seriously. You've got enough to stress about. So let me handle the ride home, weekdays from 3 to 7 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3.
Do you suffer from back pain, have trouble sleeping, or feel like you're slowing down? Hydrotherapy is clinically proven to reduce stress levels by 22%, lessening pain and improving sleep. At Delaware Hot Tub Company, we have saltwater hot tubs to give you these relaxing health benefits. Our saltwater hot tubs are a simpler, cleaner way to relax, using fewer chemicals, and are easier to maintain. Why stress when you can relax? Hot tubs, hotter prices. Visit Delaware Hot Tub Company in Millsboro today and ask about our 0% financing options.
Beautiful weather, skyline looking all clear, but you walk outside and it's not, just doesn't feel as friendly as it looks. But that's because that revisit of the winter type temperatures, that's sticking around for tonight, at least one more night before we return to that wonderful spring-like feel when you walk outside. Our Spicer Brothers camera in Salisbury indicating we're holding at 44 degrees, and the winds right now pushing gently out of the west at about 5 miles per hour. And listen, we're going to settle into the 30s by later tonight under mostly clear skies, and the winds are dying down as well. So the combination of the two is going to allow us to drop precipitously as we go throughout the rest of the evening. We're going to drop down to 34 degrees by 9 o'clock. And remember, the temperatures continue to drop all the way until we get to just before sunrise. That's typically when we record our morning low. Speaking of the morning low, we had a morning low of 33 degrees in Georgetown, 34 Salisbury and in Wallops Island, and 36 in Ocean City. And you might have waken up this morning and said, but I feel much colder. That was because of the winds, because statistically or climatologically speaking, that was only 1 degree off from the norm for this time of the year. We are currently staying very clear at this point. We do have still some small craft advisories effective for us off of the coast for places like Ocean City in that area. But aside from that, we're looking pretty pedestrian for the most part at this time. Our current look at the temps, we're at 43 degrees really along the entire coast, and we're at 43 degrees inland in places like Milton, Milford, and in Greenwood, Georgetown, and Del Mar. 44 degrees, by the way, right now in Ocean City. But look at the change, folks. This just pops out and just shows you the story of our weather. 22 degrees colder now than we were 24 hours ago in Salisbury, 16 degrees colder in Georgetown. That's where we are right now. We're 15 degrees colder in Ocean City. So yeah, we're colder. We feel that because of the change that we've experienced. For Friday morning, we start off at 32 in Milton, Millsboro, 31 in Long Neck. So yeah, at least one more day of serious cold in place. By the afternoon, the winds shift direction. That's our game changer. Out of the southeast we go, and we have additional moisture and a little bit of warmth on top of that, pushing the temperatures into the upper 40s. It's going to feel good. Saturday, we really become much warmer, but Saturday we become much wetter as well. Saturday, we have rain starting as early as 5 o'clock in the morning, and it goes into, let's say, just before lunchtime. We could see some embedded thunderstorms pop up between Long Neck and Bethany Beach as the winds will shift directions out of the northeast rather. and then it'll clear out by Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock. So we're talking about a fast-moving system, but because it's so cold before it gets here, I'm not sounding any bells or whistles about it creating any significant thunderstorms. The amount of rain we're talking about, not even that impressive. We're talking about less than a quarter of an inch or less than that in most locations. So it's going to stay relatively quiet there. Our small business forecast, this is going to be out shopping for this weekend. Saturday is going to be the rainy day. Sunday is going to be warmer and much drier. You can see that even along the coast in Chincoteague and Assateague. But also, we're looking for the rain to kick in on Saturday for us in Ocean City and in Fenwick Island with temperatures in the 50s. But we're clear by Sunday. Then also, as you go up towards Lewis and Rehoboth Beach, rainy and cloudy on Saturday, but we clear out in time to enjoy all of Sunday with no reservations. But tonight, we're serving up another cold one. And we're not talking about a drink. We're talking about the temperatures, 26 degrees. 50 for tomorrow. We're going to thaw out a little bit and feel milder by the afternoon. Then on Saturday, overcast, the showers show up, but we will get a chance to warm to about 57 degrees. But it's just going to be kind of dreary looking early. We'll get some more sunshine in the afternoon, evening for Saturday. Here's a look at the extended forecast, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. And the good news is by next week, we're going to be clocking 60s or close to it 4 days in a row.
Thank you, Paul. Good news out of Cape Henlopen State Park. The Mare Institute successfully rescued and treated a harbor seal named Samoa, who was caught in gill netting. The seal led Mare on a chase, going in and out of the water before its rescuers caught it. They brought Samoa back to their facility where a veterinarian treated its neck wound. The seal is named after Samoa hibiscus and was in good health when it was released back into the wild just before sunset yesterday. If you ever see a marine animal in distress on our beaches, Mare wants you to call them immediately.
Warmer weather is going to find us soon enough, and DENREC is reminding visitors that the 2024 entrance fees for Delaware State Parks, that all starts tomorrow, March 1st, and that continues through November 30th. For cars registered in Delaware, the fees are set at $4 for inland parks and $5 for ocean parks. Annual pass is also available, but you can pay by credit card. They have machines available at most park locations and for sites without fee attendance. Self-registration envelopes, those can be used and deposited in secure drop boxes. For more information and directions on how to purchase an annual pass or surf fishing permit, visit CoastTV.com.
Arming seniors against COVID-19, why the CDC says another dose of the vaccine is a good idea. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
The Animal Cracker.
Ooh.
Next, Inside Edition. Pigs, dogs, goats, cows, even ducks.
Turkeys, geese, rabbits.
He says they all could need adjustments. The chiropractor who calls himself the Animal Cracker. Then, cutting down 32 of your neighbor's trees. To improve your view, who would do such a thing? Next, Inside Edition.
Today at 5:30 on Coast TV.
This weather's brought to you by
From gentle ocean breezes to small country towns, Sussex County has it all. That's why you need a real estate company that is familiar with it all. Mann & Sons offers decades of experience throughout Sussex County. Whether it's helping you purchase your forever home or find the perfect vacation rental at the beach. Trust our experience. Trust Mann & Sons.
For over 30 years, the difference is clear. Mann & Sons Real Estate.
Draper Media is seeking a passionate field correspondent for our daily and commercially driven lifestyle and entertainment show, Coast Life. You'll provide live coverage, produce pre-recorded programs, and maintain a strong digital presence. Candidates must have a dynamic on-air personality, be innovative, and show versatility while working with our clients. Learn more and apply today at drapermediajobs.com. Draper Media is an equal opportunity employer. Get live satellite and radar. Download the free Coast TV First Alert weather app. Sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV. Download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
You may think your home's crawl space is okay, but chances are it's not. Mold, pests, and rotting beams can all cause problems for your home and for your family. The good news is your home's crawl space problems can be fixed permanently, so you and your family can rest easy. Because crawl space problems won't get better with time, but they will get better with us. Call Dry Zone today for your free estimate.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
In health news, people 65 and older are advised to get another dose of the current COVID-19 vaccine. That decision came Wednesday from independent advisors to the CDC. The CDC director must sign off on the advisory committee's recommendation to make it final. While the current vaccine is considered highly effective, protection does wane over time, and that protection fades quicker in older people. Those included in this recommendation can get another dose of any updated COVID-19 vaccine at least 4 months after the previous dose of the newest vaccine.
If you've enjoyed Chick-fil-A recently, listen up. The chain has recalled its Polynesian sauce, and that's due to allergy concerns. The fast food restaurant says that the cups may contain wheat and soy allergens. Chick-fil-A advises customers who were handed out dipping containers from February 14th through February 27th to just throw them out.
Mortgage rates climbed for the fourth week in a row, inching closer to 7%. Freddie Mac reports the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 6.94%, slightly up from the week before. Rates hit a 20-year high of nearly 7.8% in October before slowly falling. This as the market absorbs expectations that the Federal Reserve will not cut its benchmark lending rate until later this year. We'll be right back.
To the future. We're going to get a lot done. We've got an active shooter.
This morning, I talk him out of killing himself just so he can shoot up the damn ER.
These boys prey on women.
I think we're looking at some kind of game.
A sick game.
We're looking for a loner, low self-esteem, but when he engages, he's a monster.
Law & Order, tonight on NBC and Peacock. At Draper Media, we offer more than TV and radio advertising. We reach your customers wherever they are, at the gas pump, in bars and restaurants, driving around Delmarva, in a taxi or rideshare at the beach, on social media, or searching for products and services, checking their email, and listening to podcasts or streaming video. Our plans fit all your business needs. Email Frank Hamilton today.
Stay ahead of our ever-changing coastal climate with the CoastTV First Alert Weather Team. From the early morning to the late evening, our team is always at work to deliver the accurate forecasts you need. Whether bracing for a stormy day or enjoying a peaceful indoor moment, we're here to ensure you're fully prepared for Delmarva's diverse weather patterns. The CoastTV First Alert Weather Team. With us, the weather is more than a forecast. It's a part of life.
Deal. Or no deal. Welcome to the banker's private island.
We have no idea what's going to happen.
We really don't know what we signed up for.
Money! The biggest prize in Deal or No Deal history. Are you ready to see what's inside?
Deal or No Deal Island, Monday on NBC and Peacock.
Dan Fielding, at your service.
You thought you could come in here like some stretched out wolf blitzer?
The verdict is in. Night Court is outright refreshing.
It's real now.
Melissa Rauch has precision comedic timing.
I am a human chill pill.
As someone who took chill pills in the 80s, you need a new dealer.
And John Larroquette delivers.
They say you can't fight City Hall? Well, I'm not going to fight.
A new Night Court, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
If you're looking at your calendar and wondering why it's still February, that's because 2024 is leap year. In 46 BC, Julius Caesar began the practice of adding an extra day every 4 years to fix this discrepancy, but it resulted in 10 extra days by 1582. That's when Pope Gregory XIII created a new calendar with February 29th as the official leap day. It established an extra day in every year, divisible by 4, but only in century years that are evenly divided by 400.
And there you have your explanation. By the way, our First Alert weather line is available for you at 443-880-9100. It's just a call away, sponsored by Baird, Mandalis, Brockstedt, and Federico. Our Tyndall's current casual furniture camera in Laurel showing us 44 degrees, and we anticipate dropping down to 34 in clear skies by 9 o'clock. But we're looking pretty clear for right now on live radar. Here is a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast.
Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great night.